I saw a picture of you, Priyanka, and Samantha.
Yeah.
What was it like to, meet the other two women?
I love Samantha. I love Priyanka. I
Wow.
feel very comfortable around them.
You feel like a global citizen. At some point, do you see yourself moving to the US, doing Hollywood nonstop, back-to-back films?
Well, moving to the US, maybe not.
That's too far-fetched. Okay.
Well, it's a very distant culture, and
Okay.
in that sense, again, I feel very European.
Do you one keep a tab on what everybody is doing, and how do Russo brother? I mean, how much of it is reported to them that hey, we shot one episode, we finished it?
So, on a macro level, what I thought was really, really fantastic is that the writers and showrunners of all three shows, for a period of time, we got together virtually.
Guys, thank you so much for your time. It's great to be chatting with you after watching it. My first question to you is, was there ever a time in your life when you wanted that kind of a haircut?
I actually had it,
Oh,
not
really?
You did?
not asymmetrical,
Okay.
but I had a really short bob with a little fringe. I have pictures, on the internet, like looking like that. So I knew I was okay with the haircut, but no, this is a bit too much.
When
for me.
was this your short?
When
hair?
I was let's say 17,
Okay,
18.
okay,
wow.
okay, right. These are great details. The fact that how much of all this you have to keep in mind. Oh, this is 30 years ahead. The world will be different. This is incredible. These kind of detail. What all did you have to keep in mind?
You know what? It was very, very important to create a near future that felt very realistic.
Right.
That, especially for Italian audiences, they could watch it and feel like, maybe in 5 to 10 years, this could happen.
Okay.
And that whatever we created in terms of our future wasn't a distraction,
Right.
but it was more subliminal.
Right.
It's funny that the attention to detail when we had 300-400 extras in that big piazza where the church is
Yes.
destroyed, right? You don't really notice it, but the overall effect is it's not actually today.
Okay.
And that was really, really, really fun. But we didn't want to create anything that was remotely science fiction or too dystopian
Right.
or too implausible.
You've done some incredible work in the past, and this is, you're headlining this. Is there a global plan in mind to, take this to the next level?
To conquer the world.
Yes, some world domination plan.
Can you imagine that?
I know,
It's
exactly.
a part of a bigger picture. No, well, I see myself as a European actress and
Okay.
as an international actress. And I mean, in 2018, I was shooting star for Italy at the Berlin Film Festival. And at that point, I thought to myself that, I mean, why be only an Italian actress when
Yes.
the world is so big? So
Yes.
I don't necessarily work towards that goal, but it's something that I have in my mind because I feel, as a person, I feel international. I mean, I'm Italian, but I do feel a citizen of the world, you know?
Yeah, true,
So
true.
I guess that this project is so ambitious and so clever in that sense that really it was beautiful for me to be a part of something bigger, but for real, no, not just in words, but to actually be a part of something bigger with Citadel Diana, Honey Bunny, and the US series. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, since you feel like a global citizen, at some point, do you see yourself moving to the US, doing Hollywood nonstop, back-to-back films?
Well, moving to the US, maybe not.
That's too far-fetched. Okay.
Well, it's a very distant culture, and
Okay.
in that sense, again, I feel very European. I have
Yes.
to see some,
Yeah.
squares and stuff. I mean, New York in that sense is a city
Is-
that I love, but
Right.
it's actually very European. But I would love to work in Hollywood, of course, if the movie is good, if
Yeah.
the part is right for me, if I if I get an audition, why not?
We are very confident we'll see you there one day.
I am.
You also are.
I
See,
100%.
Yeah, we all are. Tell me, how does this work? There's a Citadel being shot here. You shoot your own. There's one in India happening. Do you keep a tab on what everybody is doing, and how do Russo brothers? I mean, how much of it is reported to them that, hey, we shot one episode, we finished it?
So, on a macro level, what I thought was really, really fantastic is that the writers and showrunners of all three shows, for a period of time, we got together virtually, obviously, and for India, because it was always like midnight for them and like 8 o'clock for me, and then
Right.
10 a.m. for LA. But we would get together every 2 weeks for a couple of hours just to exchange ideas and to say where we were at and what was going on, and
Right.
sometimes to bounce off ideas, not because one show was influencing another, but because there was this sort of creative brain trust.
Right.
And that often made things better.
Right.
Often when you're making a show, you're in a bubble. Right. And I've never had the opportunity, nor do I think Alessandro Fabri, who's our fabulous head writer and developed the show, and had the opportunity to sort of have that level of collaboration.
Right.
And in terms of the Russos, what was so fantastic was how much they wanted us to be true to our vision
Right.
and to our cultural identity, and where they were sort of the guardians was of the mythology of
Right.
Citadel
Right.
and Manticore.
Right.
But no, I never had to say, "Oh, we wrapped episode 1." You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, of course.
But it was the opposite. It was getting messages saying, "Oh my God, I saw the dailies yesterday, and they look
Right.
great."
For you personally, how important and what kind of a deal it is to be a part of a Russo brothers project? They have made Avengers. They have worked with the who's who of the world.
Yeah. Well, I love them. I'm a huge fan of their work, and now that I know them a little bit as
Okay.
persons, I love them even more, because I remember the first time I got in touch with them. I got a wonderful email from them like saying, "Okay, Matilda, we know you'll do Citadel Diana. We're such a huge fan of yours." And I'm like,
wow.
"What?" And what can we do to make you feel better? What can we do to help you? There's anything you want to know, to make your work easier. And I felt so lucky, to work with this kind of person. And they're so humble and caring, and they're genius. So it was such a privilege and honor. Yeah.
I saw a picture of you, Priyanka, and Samantha.
Yeah.
What was it like to meet the other two women?
I love Samantha. I love Priyanka. I feel very comfortable around them. We were happy yesterday because we were the women of Citadel all
Yes.
together. It felt right, and maybe one day we won't be surprised to see women in this kind of genre movies and stuff like that. So I think the representation of women in Citadel is so important, and I'm so happy to share this journey with the two of them.
Right. Exactly what she's saying, the representation of women. Personally, also, we feel very proud that both of you are sitting in front of me. What does it mean to you personally?
You know what? I hope we get to a place where we don't even have to comment on it anymore, because it
Yes.
becomes par for the
Yeah.
course and it becomes normal.
Right.
I am very much a person that believes, and this might feel wrong, but or sound wrong, but
Okay.
I'm sort of gender blind.
Okay.
I
yeah.
feel
That's
like
nice.
Me too. a
the
little
best people should be doing their job.
Wow.
And the problem is that so many talented women aren't recognized for their talent.
bit. Right.
So I completely embrace the fact that it's true. We're two women here
Yeah.
sitting
Yeah.
and representing what I hope everybody agrees is a fantastic expression of our creativity and
Yeah.
our dedication.
Mm.
But I hope like in a few years we don't even have to comment. But
Yeah,
I'm so happy
Yeah,
that
it's
it's
true.
happening.
Right.
That's true.
Great. Watched one episode, thoroughly enjoyed it. Big fan.
Can't wait till you
Thank you.
see. I hope you stick with it and you watch the other 5.
I will. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.